My name is Sammy Burton. I scored a 179 on the LSAT. Today, I am going to help you do that exact same thing by describing to you the 10 habits of every single 170 plus scorer I have ever worked with or ever known. Stick around till the end because I'll be giving you a free lesson that might completely change the way that you take the LSAT. Habit number one. Plan to take the test multiple times. Law schools only care about your highest score, and most students do better on the second take anyways. Less nerves, more confidence, better overall pacing. First test, play it safe, get a solid score. And then the second test, really attack, go aggressive. Maybe that means aggressive timing strategies. Maybe it means taking certain calculated risks. If you give yourself a solid score with the first test, you enable yourself to go even higher on the second attempt. In other words, having that first test as a safety net gives you the confidence to go all out with test number two. Habit number two, forget the personal statement for now. I see so many students wasting their time on their personal statement when they really should be studying for the LSAT. I get it. It feels productive. But guess what? Your LSAT score matters so much more in law school admissions than your personal statement does. It implicates not only where you get in, but also oftentimes how much scholarship money you get. Just a few points higher on the LSAT could mean a lot more money in merit aid. So what I tell my students is forget the personal statement for now, take the LSAT, and then in those 3 weeks after the LSAT where you're waiting for your scores to come back, that's when you write your personal statement. And then shortly thereafter, you send in your applications. Those 3 to 5 weeks will be plenty of time to finish your personal statement and in a way that your LSAT score won't suffer as a result. Habit number 3 is to front load your study. If your LSAT is 4 months away, then you are in a prime position to crush it. Because here's the truth. 1 hour of studying now is worth 10 hours of cramming later. Your brain just needs time to absorb all of these really difficult concepts. 170 plus scorers do not wait until the last minute. Instead, they start off strong and then taper off as they get closer and closer to their real test. That means that in the final week or two before taking their test, I might just have them doing 1 hour a day, just as maintenance. So if your test is months away, start now. You won't regret it. Habit number 4. Take full practice tests, even if it scares you. A lot of students avoid taking practice tests because they're afraid of bad scores. 170 plus scorers know that the best way to improve is to get data on their weaknesses. If you don't take practice tests, you won't know what's draining your time, where you're making mistakes, or even what sections you're doing better or worse at. So rip the Band-Aid off and start taking full-length timed practice tests. Ideally, you should take around 10 to 15 before your first real test. Number 5, don't panic over a bad score. It is just data. One bad prep test doesn't mean you're failing, but I see some students completely spiral after a single bad score. They panic, they second guess themselves, and worst of all, they change up their entire strategies. 170 plus scorers do not do that. Instead of freaking out, ask yourself, did I misunderstand a passage? Did I rush through the questions? Maybe I was just tired. Fix what went wrong and move on. The LSAT rewards mental toughness, so train yourself to be unshakable. Which brings us to habit number 6. Never stop experimenting. The best LSAT students never get too comfortable. Even if they're pretty good at a certain question type, they're always tweaking, always making improvements. In moderation, you should always be trying out new strategies and variations on your existing strategies that might boost your score a little bit. Anything that doesn't, just throw it out, and anything that does, implement it. This is a surefire way to always keep growing your score. Habit number 7, prepare for chaos. LSAT test day will never go perfectly, even if you think it might. Maybe your proctor interrupts you. Maybe your screen freezes. Maybe someone walks into your room when you're taking the test. 170 plus scorers are ready for all of those outcomes. They practice in loud environments. They have a friend interrupt them mid-practice test to simulate an in-test distraction. Prepare for chaos. So when it happens, you don't panic. Habit number 8, no days off. Consistency beats cramming every time. And while you don't have to put in 3 hours every day, even 15 minutes of LSAT review is better than taking a day off. If you stop engaging with LSAT logic, your brain starts forgetting. 170 plus scorers are touching the material every single day, even if it's just a 10-minute review in the morning or the evening. Going to a friend's wedding that day? Great, but just wake up 10 minutes earlier and get in 10 minutes of studying before you have to go. Habit number 9, stop calling it a silly mistake. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. If you got it wrong, you got it wrong. Own up to it and analyze your mistake, trying to understand why your wrong answer is wrong and why the right answer is right. The best LSAT students treat every single missed question as an opportunity to improve. Habit number 10, they explain things out loud. If you can't explain why an answer is correct, I say you don't actually understand it. 170 plus scorers tend to talk things out with a study partner on a forum or even just by themselves. If you have no one to explain it to, just talk to your wall. Seriously, it forces you to be crystal clear in your logic, which translates to better scores. Do you want my full LSAT strategy? I break everything down in my online course. You get videos of me explaining literally everything you need to know about the LSAT. You get live tutoring sessions multiple times a week, and you get a community of like-minded, driven students to study with. In all of those resources, we go over real official LSAT questions, which we aren't allowed to put on YouTube. Now it's time to grab your free lesson down below and to comment with your biggest LSAT struggle. I'll make a video breaking it all down. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Tons more LSAT tips coming to you.